In this video, we will show a demo of WBroximity, which is a wireless LAN and Bluetooth positioning system. First of all, let us introduce the devices we will be using. On the one hand, we have the WBroximity server running on this laptop. As you can see, the interface shows the current fingerprint, including WLAN and Bluetooth networks. Moreover, there is also a form to give feedback and a text field showing the current location. On the other hand, we got the Android phone, which is running the WBroximity client. As you can see, it tells us that we are currently in the lab. Next, we want to show you the scenario we will use for the demo. First there is the lab. Then there is also a corridor which leads to the lab. Finally, we also test the system in the staircase. As you can see on the Android screen, WBroximity identifies successfully all these locations. Now we will demonstrate the text-filled client version. First we will show you how the system is trained. We start in the lab and move towards the corridor. As you can see, WBroximity does not seem to know this place, since it still says that we are in the lab. According to the feedback approach, we type in our real location. Since it is a new location, it is not shown as a suggestion on the list, so we have to type it in manually. The client updates the system by sending the feedback to the server. Once it has finished, we ask the system again to tell us our location. As you can see, the answer is corridor. Thus, the system has learned a new location using our feedback. To complete the map of this new location, we move along the corridor and give more feedback at different places. The corridor location appears now in the suggestions list, so it is not necessary anymore to type it in manually. If we continue giving feedback at the 3 locations we are using for this demo, the system will be able to identify our position automatically. To show this, we move on to the staircase. Once we are there, the system still says we are in the corridor. Nevertheless, when asking for the current location, the system answers stairs. The graphical client version works in a similar way, but shows results in a map. The map can be zoomed in stepwise. At a certain zoom level, a more detailed map of the 2D campus is shown as an overlay in Google Maps. Once the last zoom level has been reached, the user can load a map of the current building by tapping on the screen for some seconds. The pushpin shows the current location inside the building. As you can see, we are currently in the lab. Now we will demonstrate the feedback feature in the graphical mode. Just as it happened before, the system does not identify the corridor when we leave the lab. To give feedback, the user only has to tap on the current location. The pushpin moves to that place, and the current fingerprint is sent to the server. After giving some feedback, the system should be able to identify the corridor. To test this, we start in the lab and move towards the corridor. Initially, the pushpin points at the lab, but after a short delay due to network scanning, evaluation, and message exchange, the client updates the current location, moving the pushpin to the corridor. As you can see, this is the right location. Finally, we would like to show the interaction between the client and the server to demonstrate that there actually is some communication. Pablo has just left the lab with the phone, so for a while the server still says that he's in the lab. Nevertheless, after a short delay, the current evaluation result returns to corridor. As you can see, that's the real location. After a while, Pablo reaches the staircase at the end of the corridor. As expected, the evaluation result changes to stairs. When Pablo comes back to the lab, WBroximity updates the current location, showing again the lab.